Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the free-to-play account, and this is day number 3. That is right, 3 days. We are 16 chapters into this, so definitely making some solid progression in here. Friends list has been filling up quite a bit. You can see 18 of 40 in there, but pretty interesting because once you hit 16, you're unlocking a few things, including, that is right, the Abyssal Expedition. This has finally hit, and this is unlocked, which again is kind of crazy to think that as a new player in such a very, very early part of AFK Arena, I mean, it does let us enroll into the Vault of Time, which is exactly what we did. But looking in here, looking at the loot, of course, going to do incredibly well. However, looking again kind of at the loot, we do get a lot of diamonds out of this, so make sure you do not miss them. But we only have 5 real heroes that we have built up, that we actually do have built up to any level at all, which again is kind of crazy to think that they're going to let us go in there and really build it out, or have the ability to come into the Vault of Time with almost no heroes. So we finally did get Lady Simona up to Mythic. That is right. We got Lady Simona just up to Mythic not too long ago. So we're, again, kind of really building it out, getting some more gear on here. And as you can see, we have pushed progression so fast that we actually haven't had the ability to build up any of these additional heroes. And as you can see, we did get Melian when we started, so the 3-day timer is almost up there, and then of course the 3-day timer, because we started with Rimuru, is almost up as well because we only have 16 hours, so we still have another day on those heroes, so pretty good. You can see we're starting to get all of these heroes up to 120. We do have to swap out, and I'm hoping I can get lucky with some summons in here and pull one more copy of Iran. Now, in addition, remember at this point, this is where we do unlock, that is right, the Stargazer. So we're going to try to get 1 copy of Demia. Then we're going to switch over to Liberta and see if we can really go that route. So maybe with this one single card, could we get a copy? And it is not. Of course, Temple of Time is open as well. I put a Thalian here. Unfortunately, we don't have any time emblems at this point, but we did pick up some scrolls. We also did pick up some of our faction scrolls. This one, again, I think I'm going to go in here and we're going to stick with our Greyborn. We've been doing Greyborn for quite a bit of time. And then, of course, we have 2 summons out of here, hoping, fingers crossed, we can pull an Elite and start also building up Lady Simona even further. But I'm doing the combination of Lady Simona and Ivan, that we're actually building both of those. There is a copy of Braun. So interesting enough, a lot of players have said that Braun is a very, very strong carry within AFK Arena. And of course, we haven't seen an Awakened hero as of yet. So I feel like there's a lot of players that come in here, do quite a bit of summons, and the Awakened heroes drop pretty reasonably early. At this point, again, we haven't seen any, and there is Lady Simona again. I feel like she is going to be the absolute one that we're going to be building out. Let's run through the rest of these scrolls. And now we've actually gotten to the point of the faction towers. We finally unlocked the faction towers. So not sure which one is up right now, but the faction towers are open and available to go ahead and do some farming in there. I don't know if I'm high enough level at the faction towers. And again, I feel like it's really either or, because we've done and we've really pushed progression on this account so high, so fast. I feel like we're going to be light years behind where exactly we need to be. Now, even looking at our Greyborn, we have 1 copy of Naru. We have double copies of Braun, so we could essentially use 2 other elite heroes in here if we wanted to. I'm going to save them as of now. Now, we did pick up a Thalia, and of course, looking at the rest of the heroes we do not have. Now, in addition to the Dragon Isles, and again, thinking of a newer player to AFK Arena, the Dragonforge Trials dropped out. And of course, looking at the Prepare for Battle, they're 480 ascended. We are 120, which again is kind of really silly in here, that literally we're just going to get destroyed. And again, a new player thinking of it from that aspect, coming in here, unlocking the Dragonforge Trials with literally 0 to do in this game mode at all. And 0 you can do at all. It's kind of sad to see that everything is literally locked in here. Even though it opens access-wise, we don't have the ability to build it out. Now, of course, we are going to drop Hildwyn in here. We got 1 from our Draconic Supply, so we did get 1 of our scrolls in here. I'm hoping it would be a hero, but unfortunately, it is just some of our Dragon Emblems, which, of course, are going to serve absolutely no purpose right now. But also looking at our guild, we opened up the guild bosses. We got those. And we also did open up the Hellscape. That's right. Looking in here, we do have all of the challenges that are open at 16 again. Unfortunately, right here, we're not at the conditions met. But looking at the cursed realm, we have the ability to actually go ahead and fight within the cursed realm. Then, of course, we also do have the twisted realm in here. Again, super interesting to see how early all of this is open. Field of Stars, we've already got 3 stars that are unlocked. Starting to build a little bit more, which is good. Got some summons out of there. We got some Guild Hunt, got some more diamonds. Then, of course, like I was saying earlier, we have the King's Tower. So the King's Tower is open, and it is the Wilder Tower. Not even 100% sure if we have enough Wilders and at a high enough level for the Wilders that we could actually make any difference. We have Raku in there, but looking at the Wilders in general, I'm not thinking or not seeing really any ability to push any of those floors, which of course is the big reason why we say earlier to make progression when it comes to the King's Tower, when it comes to tower progression. What level are they? 142 in here. Yeah, so that is a very, very high level considering I'm around 100. We might be able to finish a floor or 2 in here if I max out some of these heroes, but we are going to also need to make some more progression. Now, of course, Voyage of Wonder, same thing. Legendary Epic just unlocked. If I did have one of these Awakened Heroes, I could actually come in here and farm this out a little bit, which again, thinking early mode, you are going to just get absolutely devastated in there. And then, of course, the Thrilling Voyage unlocked as well, which means the Fantastic Beast Voyages are up. Now, again, I don't think I'm going to be able to make any progression in any of these. But when you talk about the ability to farm up, and look at that with the heroes we have, but when you look at the ability to farm up some very, very early, some very early loot, some very early materials, this seems like it's going to be a pretty broken way because heroes like Jerome, there's a few in here that are going to do incredibly well. And I feel like even though I don't have any of the pets, we already have the collections. We've already gotten to the point where we do have those collections built out, which of course means you can see the SS is going up. We can get through some of this content. And thinking even all of those game modes, all of the stars we can get, all of the diamonds we can farm out of here, we can earn a lot of resources if we want to take the time and effort to actually go through a ton of these. Because again, I don't think the pet is really going to make a difference, especially when it comes to the first 15 kind of floors in here. I know this game mode was pretty fast. Again, just kind of going through the higher floors are of course a lot more difficult. But again, thinking of the baseline heroes that we have here, going in and having the ability to actually build these out or finish out some of these early game mode is pretty impressive. I mean, it's pretty nice to see. And again, thinking of the overwhelming amount of content that we're seeing right off of the bat, it's interesting to see. And if you're a newer player to AFK Arena, I know a lot of players came over to get Rimuru and to get Shuna. Overall, let me know what you guys think about the progression in here and really the unlock, how it's going. And again, I feel like we can get through these first 15 floors relatively easy, maybe be a little bit more difficult on those back floors. But again, I kind of feel like we're going to have the ability to get through a lot of this content because here the heroes are maxed. I mean, when you talk about having some of these heroes completely maxed out, even looking at the power creep factor we have with Lady Simona and a few other heroes like Naruko, it's pretty broken from when this was released, months or maybe even at this point. It might have even been years at this point since this has been released. We know Ivan has some crowd control, but we could put some other heroes in here. And again, coming through here, farming out these diamonds, of course, are going to turn right into busting out some of those summons. And of course, we can go through all of these. There are so many of these unlocked. Now, in addition, looking at the beast grounds, we actually been in here. We farmed up a couple times. So I put a couple beasts in here. And honestly, looking at the panda, looking at the whale, we put Talisman in here. Let's see if we can get an elite beast, which I don't think we're going to as of right now. But that does also give us some additional levels. And we haven't picked up the grassy orb at this point either. But guys, again, I'm pretty happy with how this is progressing. Dragon's Gift, of course, is up. The dailies are up. Lost Sigil's up. The Vault of Time is up. Poetic Pop Quiz is up. Then, of course, the Bountiful Trials is still here. The Glorious Dawn is up as well. So again, just thinking of a brand new account that is pushing progression in AFK Arena, we're starting to see a ton of progression. Now, Legacy of Grit just popped up, which again, I don't know any of these heroes that I would really swap. Just kind of looking at the build and the heroes that we have in here. for the heroes that essentially we would want to build out. Again, looking at Naruko, looking at Aethys, they are a majority of heroes that we do want to go ahead and build out, and we want to make sure that we are getting those and building those in a timely manner, because they are going to allow us to get, of course, a lot more progression. Now, Resonating Crystal, remember with this, it is now much, absolutely exponentially faster to build this out, but I want to reset Orin right here. And the reason being, I feel like we could get some more levels out of here if we picked another hero. So Orin was actually an agility hero. Let's pick up right here. Let's pick up Leica. Let's go to 120. There we go. We'll just throw some stuff. Now, of course, we know Iran was the build-out hero, or the first build-out hero, but thinking of getting them all to 120 instead of 100, that is also going to give us the ability, as you can see right here, Milion and also Rimuru are going up to 120 as well. Sort of that, we're going to have to build up a few other heroes a little bit further. You can see we do need some more essence, but that does take everyone to 120, which is nice. Getting ready for a lot more progression, need a lot more support heroes in here to really continue. And again, guys, we're right at the 3-day mark, probably a little bit less than the 3-day mark, but we are making an incredible amount of progression through here, just kind of buzzing through all the campaign progression for the Peaks of Time. We have done the first 3. That is it. But again, we're not too far off stage 2020 from getting that Wandering Balloon opening up, giving us a lot more resources. What I also noticed at this point is we don't have the ability to get any of our emblems as of right now. So we did get our hero up to Mythic. We wanted to get some emblems out of here, and unfortunately we haven't been able to for Lady Simona to even unlock this at this point. We have 8 of 20, but even looking at the chest that we picked up, we haven't had the ability, and I'm going to go ahead and pop these open, but we got 25 red chests out of here, which again is kind of out of a free bag that we got. But looking at the resources and the loot that we're picking out of here, haven't had the ability to get a lot more copies of heroes because, of course, we are just kind of waiting to see. Now, looking at building out and going in with the event, with the Lost Sigils. I was drawing a blank on the name. So right here, we need Graveborn and we need our Maulers. So Graveborn and Maulers, as you can see, some of the teams in here. So let's drop out. We need Graveborns and Maulers. So let's drop out and get 3 of our Graveborn heroes. And there we go. So 3 Graveborn, we have 2 Maulers. I'm going to let this sweep. Now, chances are, and a lot of times we don't win this. We actually don't finish it out the first time, but I feel like this is going to give us the ability to actually build up Lady Simona. We're going to get some of our resources out of here. And I feel like early game right now, as much as I would love to pick up some red chests or some higher engraving mats, or excuse me, some higher signature item mats, I feel like we're going to hop in here and I'm going to grab some of the primordial emblems just to really get a jump on the progression in here. And you can see we even have 2 level 1 heroes in the sweep. It goes through and it just seems to kind of finish in there. Of course, Road to Glory, this is where we picked up a couple of our chests. But looking in here, we could pick up a crazy amount of emblems in here. We could get some red ones. But I'm going to go in here and I'm going to pick up 7. That is going to give us 210 primordial emblems. And short of being a new player, guys, don't do this. And I really do not recommend doing it. But there we go. So now it shows us the signature item that we need to build. This is going to be the unlock for the hero. Boom. That is going to unlock the ability, adding more magical pierce. And then even looking at the amount we got in here, that is awesome. I mean, that takes it to a level 9. Now, of course, once we add more levels in here, magical pierce is permanently increased, which means she is going to be doing a lot more damage. The rest of these I actually want to save as we continue to build up Ivan a little bit further. And it's really, really a game changer. Even looking at the ability to get all of these artifacts early game mode, it is kind of crazy how fast, again, you can push progression in here. And I can't wait to see what like 7 days looks like. Just for the simple fact that we've been making a lot more progression. And going in here, we got another summons out of what we just pulled. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get another hero that we're looking for out of here. Maybe get an epic. And I'm still waiting to get our very first awakened hero. I want to see the first awakened one and see who it's going to be. Just some more rare cards right there. So unfortunately, nobody in that one. But again, we're recycling. We are using all of these heroes. Now, when it comes to our light bearers, they are one that we have not pulled anyone. So even looking here, looking at Hogan, we do have a little bit of food. And I'm going to take this one up to Legendary Plus just because we know we are going to use food eventually when we get some more light bearer heroes, even though they've been in the wish list. That's going to make a big difference building that one out, because of course, when it comes to being able to put some of the heroes in here permanently, and I haven't done any of the union or anything like that, is you can actually permanently put them in here. But overall, a majority of the heroes within the union itself, we're not using, and we are not using in any capacity. We've also not done any of the shadow invasion, any of the side quests, anything like that. So it is really cool that we have been going in here in 3,000 essence. That actually might make a game changer. There we go. Guys, I'm going to drop this on Naruko. That is 121 out of gold at 133. Now, again, thinking of progression, thinking of the ability to actually make a lot more progression in here, that is going to be a game changer. Having a tank that is, of course, going to protect Lady Simona. And then coming in here, we've used one of our total buffs. Going to have to get some more totems out of here. Going to continue going through here and really building this out in its entirety. These are locked behind a paywall, which is very unfortunate. But all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.